Hello, I'm Matcha Bunny and welcome back to another video of Tiny Bunny. Let's get started with where we were last time. If I hit the button, maybe I'll hit the button. There we go. Okay. I might not be able to do voices as well today because I'm a little sick. But that's okay. I can talk and it's just a little thing because weather's being weird here. So, for the first time, in a I can't read. For the first time in the long days I spent in the new house, I woke up with a smile on my face. This time, happiness had a tight grip on me. I stretched, enjoying the sweet sensation with every cell of my body. Outside, I could hear the joyful chirps of beautiful red-chested bullfinches who celebrated the bright January sun. Their chirping granted me hope that the naked forest outside my window would someday turn into a lush paradise for my parents and my little sister. The corridor was filled with dog barks and the patter of tiny feet. The door of my bedroom flew open, greeting me with a warm breeze and aroma of freshly made coffee. Olia stood in the doorway, shining with a smile of happiness, holding the cute Zulka, who wiggled both her body and her tail.
Look, Tosha! Papa said she can stay.
Tears of joy formed in my little sister's eyes.
I have my own dog now.
I couldn't help but jump up from the bed upon hearing this wonderful news. That's Zulka.
Zilka? No, her name is Princess. You're right, Your Highness?
The dog barked in agreement. Knock knock, can I come in? They're weirdly happy. They're very happy. The fuck? I am confused. To my complete surprise, Dad stepped through the doorway smiling and hugging Mom, which was outright bizarre. What do you think of our new family member? The city threw herself into my car. I barely avoided her. I got my car scratched, thought I'd choke her with my own two hands. Then I looked in her eyes, and there I saw, how could I put it, intelligence? Yeah, the poor thing was shaking all over. And then I said, alright, if you manage to make it home without soiling my seats, I'll let you stay.
Princesses can't soil anything.
Okay. I don't know if I... Okay. We left in unison, just like in the old days when every little thing could easily make us burst out laughing. Well, why did you stop? Continue with your stories. Mom gave Dad a cunning look, and he turned away, red as a beet. They were acting like total kids. There's more good news. Your dad got a promotion. I shouldn't exactly be happy about it since the chief accountant went missing and all. Wait, what? Shit. Okay. But you know, for us it's a silver lining. Does that mean you'll be away from home more? That means double the bonuses. That's right, Katrina. Which means you all should prepare for a family trip next week. My heart started beating faster after those words. Where? Olia even loosened her grip on the stray. Oh, Olia, you adorable little thing.
Oh, are we going to McDonald's?
Come on, Olia. Aim higher. We've been planning this trip for so long, but something always messes it up. We're so sorry about that, kids. Mom wiped away a tear with her fist. It's okay, Katrina. Now, it's all in the past. Anyways, gather your things. We're flying to Disneyland. My sister and I jumped up to the ceiling with joy. The dog also got excited from that passionate speech and joined us.
Hurrah! Disneyland! Disneyland!
Our jubilant screams filled the house, rushed through the attic and the drain pipes, flew across the front yard, and snaked into the shining white forest, taking the scary D word away with it. I swore I'd remember that day forever. The day where my parents finally dropped their derived masks and underneath them wore the faces of parents we always knew and loved. Lilia Provoska still hadn't returned from school after Katya went missing, so today I was able to get a good night's sleep and went to school when it was already bright outside. The trail led to a snow-white plain with blackened houses in the background. They pumped out gray smoke that carried the smell of birch and pine logs. The freezing cold of the night had finally let up. It fell into slumber under the early sunlight. Ice sparkled appeared on the white caps atop the houses. I stopped, confident that nobody would spoil my good mood today. Not even my personal tormentor, Petuvosh, or his nasty Coney Baisha. Not even a shiny knife that threatened to cut me up like a dead fish. Not even the mix of disdain or pity in Perlina's rare glances. All of that was left in the past, forgotten like a bad dream. All of that was gone forever. A cow let out a long moo somewhere in the distance. I felt out of my fleet daydream and walked towards crunching the snow blanket under my soles. Fluffy clouds floated above my head. I recognized the friendly shapes of animal kids in them. Suddenly, a snow bell landed on the back of my head, girlish laughter that reminded me of a small ringing bell, and the spring breeze tickled my ears. I turned around expecting to see her, my lovely guide into the dream world, my dear Elisa. Yet, instead of a fox girl, Perlina stood on the trodden path behind me, with her faithful violin case in her hand. Got your head... Hold on. Got your head in the clouds again, Petrov? She lunged at me with a contagious laughter, locking her arm around my neck. I just stood there in awe, drowning in the sweet aroma of her perfume. Did something happen? She flashed me an embarrassed smile. I saw her cornflower-colored eyes gleam. My grandpa, he can walk again. Can you believe it? The local doctor had no faith in him, but it's like he stood up and started walking just to spite him. Oh, this is the happiest day of my life, Anton. She dug her face deep into my chest, tightening her grip on my neck as if I was more than just a friend to her. I started looking around anxious. Prolia, someone could see us. Are you worried about Petrov? Then you're worried for nothing. He has not been seen for a while. I cautiously stared at Polina, trying to understand whether it was some sort of prank or the truth. Wait, you don't believe me? The officer, Lieutenant Tiskov, came to our house just last night. He said that Baisha, along with his buddy Romka, went missing. A group of skiers glided past us straight into the forest. Polina leaned into my ear, sharing her whisper with me, her eyes still locked on the skiers. Oh, as far as I know, Triswa suspects that all of the previous cases were Petrov's fault. No way.
I was shocked myself. There are rumors that Romka went off the deep end. I mean, not exactly surprised to hear that.
What do you mean?
Haven't you heard? He's from a very troubled family. I don't even want to imagine what has been going on in their home.
Romka always seemed excessively aggressive to me, always angry at everyone without a good reason. Now the darkness that he harbored within overflowed into the outside world and led multiple small innocent souls to their demise as well as his own. It was hard to believe at first, but the first time I laid my eyes on Romka, I thought that things would end this way.
Let's move, or we're gonna be late.
Paula grabbed my hand and started running along the village road, accompanied by joyful laughter. With every step, every laugh, every joke, the warm I thought I'd forgotten enveloped my heart more and more. The all-consuming feeling of falling in love came back to me, this time for good, it seemed. I tried letting go of Paulina's hand near the classroom entrance, embarrassed that our classmates might taunt us. But if it was Paulina... But it was as if Paulina didn't care at all. She only gripped my palm even harder while opening the door. And she was right. Now that the cunning Katya and heartless Romka and the sneering Baisha were gone, our class looked as if it was sanitized from parasites and became friendlier and kinder. I didn't even look overflowing with hatred anymore. I didn't get looks of overflowing hatred anymore. There was nothing to spit balls of chewed paper at me, though, an empty shell of a ball pen. I sat at my lonely desk where Paulina joined me. I wasn't surprised at all. She was so charming that I could call her my muse. A wave of inspiration hit me, and I couldn't help but pull my sketchbook out of my bag. I licked the pencil lead, and my eyes glued to my model. She smiled at me again.
What's on your mind?
No worries. A professional at work here. I drafted the shape of her memorizing figure. You know, I've watched you from here often. She glanced at her former desk, then fixed the strand of her hair behind her ear in embarrassment.
Really?
I outlined her cute cheeks with multiple wide lines. It was the first time I was able to grasp someone's proportions so precisely. Paulina.
Yes, Anton?
She froze in place, afraid to disturb my work with one wrong move and dispelling the magic of the moment. Lean here a bit more, please. Yeah, this is good. Choking from anxiousness, Paulina loosened the knot on her neckerchief. I've always wanted to draw you. Our eyes met. Oh, Anton. My pencil slid across the paper fiercely, adding the shading to her chest. Say, would you like to become the main heroine in my comic? What? A pleasant shiver ran across her body. She rolled her eyes back, raptured. Why?
Yes, yes. I've been waiting for you to ask, darling.
The lead couldn't endure all the tension and cracked, busting into a million tiny pieces. I couldn't believe my eyes when I looked at the drawing. I was looking at a terrible daub. In the place of where Pauline's face was just a second ago, now rested some sort of formless mess. Oh, it took me some time to realize I was sitting alone in the empty classroom, with only the specks of dust flying in the moonlight as my company. It was dark outside. My classmates Paulina and the feeling of euphoria were all All of them were gone. Somebody wrote down a nursery rhyme on the blackboard with a piece of chalk, but some of the words were wiped out, and I could only read bits and pieces. 1, 2, bunny, meat. I was no longer smirking like an idiot. I stood up, pinched myself on the wrist, and ringing silence engulfed me. There was a taste of vomit in my mouth, and my ears buzzed like from an endless scream, full of despair and horror. Dude, the school changed so much. Hey, is anyone out there? Right here? Shadows swarmed in the corridor. Oh, that is so many more photos. I walked past boarded up classrooms, past the rotten spots on the walls like silvery cobwebs. There's so many photos. Spiders crawled under the ceiling. Lamps flickered anxiously. I stopped before the notice board, stunned. Hundreds of new photos were added to those of Semyon and Katya. Black and white printouts were glued on top of each other. The horrific collage of childish faces stared at me with empty eye sockets. Well then. I was unable to endure the torturing stares of those watchful gasping holes. I ran out of the school. Huh. I crossed the front yard and reached the road where the wind was whipping up powdery snow. No people, no cars, no birds. Low clouds got stuck on chimneys. Windows looked like they were painted over with ink. Photos of missing people enveloped lampposts and fences like paper skin. Mostly kids, but some adults too. It felt like all the people who once lived in this village now become black and white ghosts in the photos, like with missing person label. I dragged my feet forward along the dead street. Some houses had their windows smashed. The wind made itself at home there, wandering the rooms. Every gust made the front door swing. Kids' coats hung from the fences. Their sleeves moved, stretched out towards me. An empty village. An empty husk. What happened here? An overthrown waste bin rumbled across the back alley. Something flashed inside a window frame by a charred village door. I ran away from the soothing facade, then heard a guttural roar come from the well. I started walking faster, trying not to pay any mind to the darkness. Inside the front yards, inside the bloodied dog houses, inside the crooked shacks. The moon appeared under the clouds. Something flew over my head in this draining silence. As if a crop duster flew from one roof to another, a huge shadow loomed over me. I rushed into the night, hoping I wasn't noticed. A small greenhouse in the front of me was my shelter. I pushed the gate, crouched, scampered towards the porch. There are so many scratches on that door. I tugged the doorknob, and the front door opened. I feel like that's a moment when you should... A wheelchair rolled out of the darkness, almost hitting me. Tumbled down the stairs, clanging with its wheels, stopped near an apple tree. I followed it with round eyes, then turned my gaze inside the house again. The corridor was obscured by the dark, empty frame of the walls, glass shards. I'm like looking to see if I see anything. I think there's like something right there, but I might be wrong. Empty frames on the walls, glass shards on the floor. Is anyone in there? I heard a growl in reply. From around the corner at the end of the corridor, a furry paw appeared, and after it, a scary beast face with a pair of burning eyes. A huge, overweight beast crawled out from on its belly, writhing like a snake. It could barely fit inside the corridor's mouth. It squeezed forward, clawing the floorboards. Its maw clamped like a bear trap inches away from my face. The beast got stuck. It banged its paws on the wall, splitting saliva in every direction. I turned around. I needed to get the hell out of this nightmare.
Oh.
A hunchback owl, bigger than an average human, landed near the front gate and stood in my way. Its beak kept clicking. A huge a snow pile bulged nearby, and something reminiscent of a giant shrew crawled to the outside. I fell to my knees as if praying to these eldritch creatures. A figure draped in a dirty fox scalp crawled out from the dark hole, smiling with its teeth. Its tail dragged after it. Just a piece of velvet lace and torn sinew. The creatures' bodies became extremely distorted, and I decided I was going insane. They seemed small to me one moment, as small as a child, only to stretch higher than any of the distorted houses in it. My man-eating creatures towered over me. Something kept on writhing in my stomach, as if looking for a way out. The longer they stared at me, the wilder their twisted smiles, their death mask became.
We had such a long feast.
The mutilated fox taxidermy mount licked its lips. The tongue looked like a black centipede longer than my forearm. A nasty insect ran between the razor-sharp teeth and dropped into the bottomless pit that could swallow the whole world.
Hoot hoot, sweet meat, juicy meat.
Is that supposed to be Teddy? Oh, that is Teddy. We devour, and we won't stop. There was nothing human about their speech. It was all just animalistic growls and bird-like whizzes. But I was able to understand every word as if they were speaking the same language.
It's a shame you couldn't catch up with us, Bunny. You couldn't bite the moon.
You stole my food, traitors.
You refused to eat your family, remember?
But...
Pathetic meat. Worthless meat.
You're absolutely useless, brother. You make me sick.
Shame, shame.
Indescribable horror gripped me when the laughing beasts held their paws towards me. Then suddenly the thing that pretended to be a fox started barking loudly.
Fools, it's his time to bring the treats.
Good for nothing, grr.
Hoot, let him fulfill his mission. We'll be waiting for some meat from you tomorrow night, or else.
Or else. Or else. This voice just keeps changing every time. Or else we'll eat your entire family. The monsters formed a circle around me and started dancing. I screamed. Huge eyes, fangs, claws flashed in front of me, blurring. I'm gonna turn them down a little bit. Huge eyes, fangs, claws, and flashed in front of me, blurring into a string of colorful spots and smudges. 1, 2, time to play with you. 3, 4, 5, the owl will arrive. 6 on end, the wolf's grey fur will stand. 7, 8, stomp your hoofs and wait. A fox face protrude from the fuzzy lights that the beastly cascades turned into. For the fox, for the bear. Bunny taste meals prepare. A desperate cry, my cry rambled across the back streets of the desolate village. I will prepare. The circle broke up, and I ran for my life. I felt like I was running into a snare trap. My head was splitting. Ugly image danced inside, colliding, falling over, getting up and dancing again. 1, 2. They flapped their wings, poked my face with their beaks and their salivating maws. 3, 4, 5. They howl and jump around. My eardrums were already ready to pop, either from their screams or from internal pressure that fractured my skull from within. 6. My winter hat obscured my vision. It seemed like the whole sky tilted like a roof that was about to collapse. 7, 8. So crumpled from the sky like plaster. I ran through the empty streets, through the icy world, chased by a pack of beasts. Yet I couldn't see anybody. Yet I turned around. I shut my eyes and hopped away from their ritual dance that went on inside my flared-up mind. I squeezed my ears with my palms to suppress the noise. I just wanted to stop my head from cracking open. The sunrise found me deep inside the forest. And that apparently looks like where they're at for right now. So, I think there's supposed to be more episodes, but we're not there yet. But it seems like for now, this is the end of Tiny Bunny until the next episode comes out. So, it got creepier, that's for sure. Creepy, but like not actually like, well, at least for me, scary. But you know, I like it. I like the idea of it. It's fun. But if you guys like this episode, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, all the fun things, the needed things for me, maybe, please. Thank you. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.